Today, of course, we had the slipper at Rosehill, won by the Avery. Gay told, she told us, she said this will be winning. There was an article in the Herald on Monday. They said, just how was it 2-1? How is it deuce? How in the hell is it a brace? How? And there was, after the big tip went out, of course, you get $3.30, you get the call of the card for whatever you wanted. And it was $3.20 today at the races for whatever you wanted. But the punters, they aimed right up. And it started $2.60, 13 to 8 the field, and got the chocolates. Gay now has got 6 slippers on the mantelpiece. Now, go back to Kembla today, a week ago, on the 13th. Of course, that good boy called the races there, Mitch Manus, makes all video watchers' jobs when he calls much easier. And look, there's a good chance the inside, well, the track was a good 3, the rail was in the normal position, and the fence was, you would have to say, a bit sus last week at Kembla Grange. Now, we went to Newcastle, of course, on Wednesday, and it was the Newmarket Day. Fair dinkum. To tell you how Newcastle, everybody's talking about it, it is completely gone to Gowings. There were 5 people there. They had one of those heats of the championship things on, those qualifiers for the championships. And the Newmarket, of course, as I said, but beside the championship race was just like a normal Saturday race at Newcastle. If you take away the Newmarket, where we had the top weight Laser Hawk giving 5 kilos to all of its rivals to get the money, and it was a fairly average race, and the rest of the meeting was just like a normal Saturday meeting at Newcastle. Don't even think of asking me how to work the track out. When I was watching this, watching the replays, I did notice on the where they're building the new track on the inside of the existing track. It caught my eye a couple of times as it come around the turn. A very shiny surface, and then I jerried. Oh, wait there, that's water lying on the inside of the dirt. That might have ran off where they watered the track. They say they had 4 mils overnight, and they put 10 mils of irrigation on during the week. After we saw the first race, where the 7-1 on chance ran like a fair income. Well, what price do you say? I finished up saying it ran like a 15-2 chance. How would you mark the 7-1 on chance, a 15-2 chance? It went disgraceful, Nazir. We put it up $1.20. We'll have your 5 for 1, and they laid it on. It started at $1.16. If you had $1.18 up at the finish, there was someone there to take it, especially one of the pros. And after we watched the first 2 races, everybody, the Blind Freddy said that, well, the inside is completely gone. But then it drove me mad. Leaders won and got off the fence, and the last winner came from second last and got inside all of the entire field, a little bit off the fence, and got through and won. The wind changed around from a north westerly to a more or less a light easterly as the day went on. The track drove me absolutely mad, but the meeting itself, well, they'll have to do something about it. it was fair dinkum fly blown. It was just there were more bookies and clerks in the betting in the marketplace than there were grumble and grunters. There were just no grumble and grunters there at all. After Kembla, we went to Warwick Farm on Thursday, and well, the rail was 5 metres out from the 1,000 metres to the winning post, and it was 3 metres the remainder of the track. The track was a good 4. Well, as it turned out, close to the fence on the turn and in the straight was a little bit sus, but by the same token, up near the lead was the place to be. It was very, very difficult to run on at Warwick Farm on Thursday. You had to be near the lead to have the best chance, but stay off the fence. We got to the hill today, as I say, Rosehill Golden Slipper Day. What about Sky Channel? There's no TVN anymore. At Randwick, well, first of all, we had to there were no replays for the first 2 races. They didn't have their connection up or whatever the story was, and after that, they were rewinding them, and it's just a schmozzle. Of course, Sky Channel's owned by this filthy TAB. All the teddies who work there, it's just an absolute myth. They at Randwick and Rosehill, they do have the slow motion replay after they cross the line. But they don't. But a lot of times they don't wait until the last horse passes the post. Who'd want to see the horses well back in the field, not the people who they're playing to. But us, the people who'd like to know that, of course, and keep the game going, it's very important. But as I say, they do show the replays are the slow motion replay going past the post at Rosehill and Randwick. But at Canterbury and Warwick Farm, of course, there's still this Sky Channel rort now. They've got the complete control over the whole thing. They don't have it at those tracks. Now, why is that? Why is that? I don't know what the reason is. And of course, we have Darren Flintstone from calling the races now in Sydney. Oh well, he'll get the hang of it. He's fairly good. Mark Sheen, I must say, being a very good judge and also an expert caller, I think he's got the wood on him. But anyway, that's the way things happen. TVN now are out of business, and we've got this Sky Channel TAB owned situation where everyone is employed by the cancer of racing. The clubs don't have to pay a course announcer anymore. They get that for free, I suppose, whatever the story is there. Today's meeting, the track was a good 3, even though there was drizzle before the first race or little light showers. It didn't have any effect on the track. By the same token, towards the end of the day, they didn't win close to the fence, but there were winners. There was a winner in the second race, for instance, who got right up on the fence and won. It was they had a good roll up, and well, it's funny. The races have completely changed now. This modern day era, it just makes me laugh. It's just a lot of noise and not a lot of betting, especially in the marketplace. Of course, the robots, well, they have plenty of customers. It was even though it was a passing parade in the marketplace today. A lot of people going back and forth, but very little section to be found. The first race we only gave the neat 100, and as it turned out, the winner. Now, I've tried to have a look at the New South Wales website when I got home here, and apparently their website is down at the moment. So I was interested to see what the story was in the slipper with the second favourite, Exosphere. I don't know whether it broke down, it bled, or whatever the story was, but it went disgraceful. As I say, coming back to this first race, we only gave the neat 100, and the winner, Shamalia, resuming today, was far too good, sat back in second last position, got inside Brook Road after straightening. Horseman Bowman shouldered his way clear. It took off and won easily by 2 lengths. It led in the race. Moss Fun came across from barrier 8 in a field of 8, found the bunny. Moss Fun, how did it win the Golden Slipper? I don't know. I knew it was a fluke. It held on and ran second, but beaten 2 lengths. Found the lead easily, travelled well in the run, but never found a yelp when the winner, Shamalia, sprinted up to it and was easily beaten. The winner, a very good win. The second race, we only gave the 102%, and right towards the end of betting, the winner here, Scratchy Bottom, trained by the very astute Michael Kent, ridden by Craig Williams, sat back 3 or 4 on the fence, and got through and beat the favourite, who was given a good ride by James McDonald, Old McDonald's Farm on Rising Romance. It loomed up, called the winner at the half furlong. Looked like it was just going to hold off the second favourite, Telepathic, who came off its back, but just in the last few strides, getting up on the inside, was Scratchy Bottom to beat the favourite by about a head on the line, and it was only about a head back to, or a neck back to, Telepathic, the second pick, and the fourth horse, it tailed the winner through, held up for a stride, Intimate Moment, and there wasn't much between the 4 when they hit the line. Thought the favourite was a bit disappointing there, and as I say, we only gave the 102%. And right towards the end of betting, as I say, if you had up 40 to 1 the winner, you could, whatever you wanted at the 40s. It was a little bit of cream taken off the top of the cake if you did lay it at the 40s at the end of betting. Race 3, well, we got about 107 here. There was a big scrimmage when they more or less hit the first bend going out of the chute. I think it might have caused the problem. Music Magnate, ridden by Opie Bossom, the New Zealand boy, he tightened up Washington Heights, who went in and poleaxed, who were they? Snake Charmer and also Cumon, and Cumon was more or less put out of the race. The jockey, after copying the Pratt, James McDonald, didn't more or less take any part. This race was won by Peeping, who sat in the 1-1 position, ridden by Sam Clipperton, and he eased off heels. It was on the back of Mr. Bogart, who sat outside the leader, Prince Famous, and was just a little bit too strong from Music Magnate, who I think might have caused the problem early on, and who came finishing up, coming off the winner's back, but couldn't catch it. The winner winning by about a long neck, with Mr. Bogart, who sat outside the lead, hanging on for third. We had about 107 there. It was all right. The next race we only gave the neat 100. It was won by the favourite, Contributor. Well, this was the Randat. It weight for age race. The 6-year-old Contributor absolutely trotted in here. Ridden by James McDonald. He was back in sixth position, one off the fence on the outside of Lucia Valentina coming down the side. Lucia Valentino got in around about the 400 metre mark, finished up getting a length or so in front of contributor. James McDonald wasn't worried. He just went back and finished up getting up on the inside of it, turning for home, going out after the runner, the 100 to 1 into 60 to 1 chance Fast Dragon. And at the 600 metre mark, it was 5 lengths clear of the field with the Japanese horse, Toss and Stardom, who had, well, it took the field up. It ran second, beaten about 2 lengths, and was the second favourite, as I say. We bet $5, only started 460. There was plenty of section for it. But Contributor shouldered his way clear, pushed Lucio Valentino out of the way, and said, well, he sat up at the 50 metre mark. McDonald said, gee whiz, how easy was this? He had a peg back at the other riders and said, fair dinkum, this is a cakewalk here. And he trotted in. We put it up $2.40, 11 to 8 to field, got out to $2.60, mile of it, into $2.40, but back out to $2.50 again, this 1.5 for 1 as they jumped 6 to 4 the field. And as I say, it trotted in. He's your man. They said they were going to ride it back, and they did. They eased, it was eased at the start by Blake Shin, went back to last, and more or less didn't run on the straight, ran second last in the race. The winner, far too good. Race 5, we only gave 96% here, but by the same token, it was a big result for the captains because Volstock and Barrel, well, the funny thing, well, you look at the flux and it was more or less $5 out to $7.50 given back into $7. But bookies who gave $6 early in the piece were actually able to lay it at that price. But as I say, more or less the general quote was $5 out to, a few boards gave $7.50, but $5 out to $7 unlayable, whereas Hallowed Crown just failed to run out the 2,000 metres, as did the equal favourite Swain Essie, went absolutely disgraceful. It failed to run the journey out as well. We put it up 7 to 4. We put them up 7 to 4 a pair, Hallowed Crown and Swain Essie. 7 to 4 the field, and we put up 4 to 1, 4 to 1 the other pair. So what have we got there? 36 and 36, 70, 73 and 40. We've got 113 in 4, and then we put up the others 30s, 25s and 100s. But we got out, no, Hallowed Crown got out to as much as $3.10. One stage I filled my bag at $2.70. Got out to start $2.90, equal favourite. Preferment was 25 out to 30. What a big result it would have been for the captains. Not that the winner wasn't, as I said. The other New Zealander in the race who beat Volstock and Barrel his last 2 starts, Mongolian Khan, $5 out to $6, even $6.50, very hard to lay. Swain Essie went from 7 to 4 to 11 to 4, from $2.80 out to $3.70 I saw, back into, at one stage, $2.90, starting that price. Hampton Court was 20 out to 30, back into $21 the end of betting. It couldn't keep up. It was a tailed off last in this race. It might be a light of other days. Volstock and Barrel, I've already told you, and Panama was 100 out to 200, back into 150. It led, as I said, by about at the 600 metre mark, by about 3 lengths. or Panama, no, that was the other race, but Panama, the outsider of this field, it led at the 600 metre mark by about 3 lengths to Mongolian Khan, taking the field up, and coming off its back was the winner, and inside the winner was the second horse, Preferment, and Craig Williams was just able to get the little bit extra out of the winner to bob on the line and beat Preferment, ridden by Damien Oliver, and Hallowed Crown, who railed up, saved ground on the turn, ridden by Horseman Bowman, just failed to run out the 2,000 metres, as did Sway Nessie, who dropping right out at the finish. And we only gave around about the 96% there, as I say. Race 6, we got about 104 here. This was won by Sweet Idea, who was resuming from the spell, and Fairnicum, ridden by Bold Blake Shin, it just shouldered its way clear after they'd flattened out, said, "Get out of my way," pushed the runner out around about the furlong, a little bit more out from the post, from the and said, "Here I come down the outside," and it absolutely trotted in. It looks like Sweet Idea's come back very well. It started favourite Deep Field. Well, how was it going to win? You got every now and again, you got to get one right. We put it up $5.50. We couldn't reach for it quick enough, me included, out to $7, but it did start the 7-2 favourite. They 6,000, 1,000 at one stage. They stopped me at the $7. They stopped me at the $6.50. They stopped me at the $6 and the $5.50 and the $5 and the $4.80. I got one of my clerks. I said, "Listen, could you just take these keys and go out into the car park and start the car? Make sure it's running when I get out there, because if this happens to greet the judge Deep Field, I'm going to have to scarp it." And well, it went straight to the lead, ridden by Tommy Terrific. Went very fast, and unfortunately, when they ran up to it after flattening out, it gave in fairly quickly. I've always had a never, ever, never, if you ever, never to go, had a rap on Deep Field. They always look good when they able to roll along, get those nice, get everything off the bit. Never ever beat much, but as I said before about this horse, its win in Melbourne up the straight was its best win, but well, it's going to find it difficult, like its stablemate Moss Fun, to maybe ever win another race. I don't know. But as I say, Sweet Idea, trained by Gay, just shouldered its way clear halfway up the straight, and won very well. Miracles of Life ran on well down the outside, and the pace was on all the way, which I suppose suited the back markers. Sweet Idea was a little bit further back than I thought it would have been. We got to the slipper, and in the slipper we only gave about 102. There were only a few runners that weren't backed, and they were the rank outsiders. The winner, as I said, we bet $3.20, started $2.60. It went straight to the lead. Haybar, number 12. It sat outside the leader, Haptic. Tucked away behind them from barrier 1 was Furnaces. Half carting 3 wide was Speak Fondly, stablemate to the winner. And then on the outside of Furnaces, I thought we had Headwater, and then getting the 3 wide trail up on the back of the stablemate was the favourite Vancouver, and coming off Vancouver's back was English. Gay trained the Cornella. It ran a good race, Lady Geneva, after having a good run. The winner at the furlong, when English loomed up and Vancouver had to get past the runners that were inside it. it showed that it was entitled to be the clear-cut favourite in this race, and it won very, very well. The second pick, as I say, the New South Wales website at the moment is down. I'll be interested to see what happened to Exosphere. It couldn't have gone so badly. It settled back in about fifth last position when they turned for home, ridden by James McDonald. He got in between runners, hard ridden, only went for 4 strides, and then he eased it out at the finish to run either second last or last, beaten a long, long way. As I say, I don't know if it pulled up with a problem or not, so there are no stewards reports up at the moment, but I paid very dearly here. I did an absolute shitehouse on this race, Vancouver. Why, I don't know, because I thought it was a clear second pick, but it was just the Captain Cookie in me. Race 8, here we saw the Japanese runner Real Impact lead, cross over, say no, Cosmic Endeavour, I own the lead, trained by Gay, you're not leading, I'm going to lead, ridden by Craig Williams, James McDonald, and it fought on very well. All reports were that the other Japanese runner in this race, World Ace, was a much better performed runner than Real Impact, although Real Impact we knew was going to be in front of World Ace. As I say, it led, and fought on very, very strongly. This was a huge difference to me because the winner was extremely well backed from $16 into $12, around about 11 to 1, $12 hard to get towards the end of betting. And as I say, it crossed over in front of Cosmic Endeavour, who was extremely hard to lay, went from $4.60 out to $5, and you couldn't give it away at the finish. Although at one stage I did lay 3,800 or 1,000, but at the finish at $5 you couldn't give it away, whereas the winner, they took the 16 to 15 to 14. If you had up $13, they'd kill you for it to finish. They'd pin you to the ground and say, how much do you want it on the $13? Criterion, the second horse, even though it's turned up in the betting, was a much better result for me. We put it up $8, got out to 11, was into 9 at one stage, back out to 10, but they took that and started $9.50. Shooting to win, it started the favourite. We put it up $4. We put it up favourite, $4.20, 13 to 4. We got it out to as much as $5.50. It only started about a $4.80 chance, 15 to 4 favourite. And well, the winner was a very strong win. It was up near the lead. Didn't go really hard. I suppose Cosmic Endeavour might have been a little bit of a doubt at his first time over the 1500, and Tommy Terrific Berry said, oh well, I'll let you go the lead, James McDonald, because I want to make sure I can get the distance, and it failed to run the 1500 out. Cosmic Endeavour actually went fairly poorly. It's a good chance. I think it might have run last, so its Doncaster chances might be out the window. We all saw the run of Kermadec, who was very unlucky in Melbourne last start, and again here today. Getting back in the field is the story, the hard luck story of a lot of runners in racing. I suppose that's why Tommy and Gay win a lot more races than a lot of other trainers, because their horses are trained to be up near the lead, out of trouble, and a lot of times you can get away with not a lot of pressure being applied, and as I say, out of trouble. Whereas Kermadec here, unfortunately, just missed the kick, and after they'd gone 50 metres, it was a clear 2.5 to 3 lengths last. got up on the inside to settle about fourth last, fifth last on the fence, eased off heels after straightening, kept on easing off heels to make up a mile of ground, ran third, beaten about, 1 3/4 lengths, 2 lengths. A very good run ridden by the English boy R. Moore. But the winner did fight on. Criterion had every chance getting up on the fence. Looked like it was going to go through and win by about a neck, but the winner fought back. And that's about all I would say there. We came to the last, and here Permit was the winner. $21 into about 19, hard to get. Now go back to, well, I told you in the slipper we only gave 102. In the 8th race we got a little bit of per. We had about 106 at top odds, and in the last race we only had the neat 100%. These were the flux, excuse me, $4.60 out to $5 Bagman. I gave $5, back into $4 at one stage, but got back out to $4.60 at the finish of betting. Honorius, 18 out to 26, back into 18, a starting price. Maygrove, who was very disappointing, $2.80 out to $4 at the end of betting, so it was 7 to 4 to 3s. Diametric, very hard to lay. Obviously a problem. It pulled up a distressed last, beaten a long, long way. It led, did a little bit of work to get to the lead, but dropped out badly. Was close to the fence. It was impossible to lay. $7 out to 10. Faust, $11 out to 12, which was taken at the end of betting and back into $11. Permit, as I say, 17 or out to 21, back into 19. Frasers, $9 out to 13, back into $12. Tramac, $17 bet into 14, back out to $15 at the end of betting. Grand Marshal, $9 into $7. And the bottom one here, number 11, Bellevue, the Victorian visitor, it was $26 out to 51, about the neat 100. And Permit led early but let Diametric go around it and lead, sat on its outside and looking at it, and tucked away was Fraser's from barrier 1 in 3rd position, and it fought out all the way down the straight after looming up Bagman, who came off the back, when they were at about the 1,000 metre mark. You had Diametric leading from Permit on the south side, as I say, and Fraser's. There was a bit of a break in the field back to Faust and Bagman. By the time they got to the turn, the field had packed up a bit, and it looked like Bagman was going to race up and get past Permit, but Permit fought back to win by about a long neck from Fraser's, who kept on coming on the inside, and it just died on its run a bit, Bagman, and ran 3rd, and it loomed up at one stage, Maygrove, coming off Bagman's back as if it was going to win, but it failed to find the line, and its 2 runs here in Sydney after coming from New Zealand have been fairly disappointing. The winner, these races, these distance races in Sydney with all these runners, they do take their turn in winning. If you are wire netting, I hope you finished on the right side of the ledger. Now, of course, the TAB, they do the programming and whatever. Wyong's on tomorrow. Gee, well, I hope you've got a booking, a booking for Wyong on the train, because the train's completely booked. All the trains are booked out for all the people going up to Wyong, and all the member seats have already been taken, and it'll be hard to get a seat in the public grandstand. So I'd get there very, very early if I were you, because there's going to be a very, very fat meeting at Wyong tomorrow. Good evening.